Okay.
So I'll have you stand there. You're going to walk on.
Okay.
And I'm going to introduce you and walk on the set kind of thing.
Okay.
You ready, Richard?
I am.
And
Here's your monitor,
test.
so that you can see that you're, or can you see it?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you can see that you're in the picture.
Right.
And yeah, give me check.
Check. Test.
Okay, and Jay?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay, we're good. Okay. Okay, quiet on set. Okay, no scratching noses or coughing or anything.
Yeah, it's cleared my throat, hopefully for the last time.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Reg McDaniel. Welcome back to the Emergency Preparation and Cooking Show. We've been talking about, as you know, different sources for cooking and different fuels for cooking. And I have a newfound friend that might interest you that you can get some of these supplies from and the alcohol fuel we've talked about. I'd like to welcome today Jay Wimpy. Come on up, Jay. Good to have you on our show.
It's nice to be here.
Okay, so Jay, tell us a little bit about, this is the greatest stove that I really, really like. Everybody should have one of these. So you go into it and explain to us how it works and all that.
Okay. Maybe I could put this in perspective just a little bit. I think everyone's familiar with propane cookers and also maybe the charcoal briquettes. But something that you may have not thought of is alcohol. It's used quite commonly in Europe as a fuel, and it has a lot of positive advantages. And so I thought we would just go over that just so you can become familiar with it. And as I mentioned, you know, we do have a local source that. We could provide that for you.
In fact, you're the local source here in Utah.
Yes.
And you can see his name and his phone number on the screen right now, so go ahead and if they want to get a 55-gallon drum or a 5-gallon barrel, you can provide that for them.
Right. Yep, I can help them out.
Okay.
First of all, alcohol stoves, and this is the actual heater unit, are very simple. Basically no moving parts. We have a lid which is gasketed so that you don't waste the alcohol that's in the stove once you're done cooking, and we just have to fill the center part with alcohol. The whole unit is simply a little tank, I guess, or a little reservoir for the alcohol, and once the center part gets heated up, this annular region around the edge gets heated up, and the alcohol actually vaporizes and comes out a series of little holes around there, and it makes something a lot like a gas flame.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to light it, and then we're going to turn on all the lights in the studio here and see if we can get a good picture of it with it lit in the dark.
Okay.
Okay.
There's one consideration with alcohol that you have to be aware of. The flash point is roughly 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Therefore, if it's substantially colder than that, alcohol can be difficult to light. Therefore, with each of these kits, there is a flask that you could keep in an inside pocket in your jacket if you're out in the cold, and that would keep the alcohol warm enough to light conveniently. Other than that, if you have a lighter or a good solid wooden match that can where the flame can actually dwell on the top of the alcohol, then that can get it lit as well. One of the advantages is, of course, if you happen to spill a drop or two here or there, it evaporates completely, just like water, and therefore it doesn't tend to leave a mess.
Plus the monoxide, there's no monoxides on that.
It tends to burn clean because it's such a small molecule. This is just a little bit cold, and you see I'm letting the flame dwell there for a moment. Wanted to show you what it might take. And there, now it's lit, and it's just a kind of a blue flame, a little bit of orange to it. But the way this heater works is, or the way the cooker is actually designed, is that the heater unit can be placed on the ground. This unit that actually has a support for a pan can be placed around the heater unit, and then a chip of paint in there. A pot can be placed on there, and this pan can actually be used as a lid for the pot, or it can be used as a pan for, like as a frying pan for the whole unit. And it's supported right there. It gets oxygen through these little holes on the edge,
Okay.
And
don't want it to get too hot.
yeah, we don't want it to get too hot. So anyway, that's how the unit works. Alcohol can be stored in either polystyrene or polyethylene containers. The plastics don't really mind the alcohol very much. Chemically, it's kind of like half of a polar solvent, like a petroleum fuel, and the other half's a lot like a water. So anything that you
now you have a little bit of a background in chemistry, don't you?
Correct.
In
yes.
Your work?
Yeah. My background is in chemical engineering.
Okay.
And so I deal with this a little
Well,
bit.
tell me this: do you have a ballpark idea of what kind of a shelf life, if you have a 55-gallon drum of this alcohol out in your shed, out in the backyard, it's going to last you as far as weather and cold and things like that, indefinitely, or do you think it has a time span?
The fuel itself is chemically very stable. It doesn't tend to react with itself like gasoline and a lot of the other petroleum fuels. Therefore, I would say it will last indefinitely. There's not really a shelf life on it.
That's what I thought, but I wanted to hear it straight from a person like yourself that has qualifications to answer that question.
It'll outlast the container. If you do store it in a polyethylene container outside, you just need to make sure that it's covered so that it doesn't sun rot. But basically, the fuel will outlast the container, and so that's your primary consideration, is just making sure that you have a good container to keep it in.
Then as a small review then, you want to be sure that if you have this in a 55-gallon drum, you have the ability to pump it out of that drum. And you brought something that you could pump that out with. Why don't you grab that right quick? So you can put it in smaller containers.
Yeah, these pumps that you're familiar with, you may have seen them at some of the grocery stores or your preparedness stores. Just a very simple little siphon pump made out of polyethylene. I currently use these to transfer alcohol on a regular basis, and again, sun rot is my biggest concern with something like this, but they tend to last up to a couple of years, even out in the elements. If you keep them covered inside, they'll last a good long time.
And you've had quality things. Some of them last forever, and a few of them might break quickly.
Yes, these are made in Korea or China or something like that. So
right.
Every once in a while, the diaphragms fail prematurely. So
you want to have one or two or three as a backup.
It's always good to have a backup.
Yeah,
and,
if that's one of the ways you're going to get it out of the 50-gallon drum.
Correct.
Okay.
And they actually have a threaded plug here that
fits right in
fits right in the 2-inch NPT.
And when
lungs.
when you sell the alcohol, you provide the drum as well.
Right.
That's plastic. Okay, great.
Yeah. So I provide an appropriate container.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. That'll be good. Is that good?
That was good, except for me.
What?
I forgot to turn this camera on. So, would you mind lighting it all again, just for the camera?
Just to see how it goes. To turn it off, you just smother it. There you go.
We're gonna just start over, kind of,
I'll have
just so you can see the. In fact, you can do voiceover if he just relights it, right?
I just need the pictures, and then I can put them in where I want them.
In other words, everything you said, we can.
Yeah, you don't have to say
and then I'll
anything
just put
again, I
this
just need
picture
We
to.
just put this together by
right,
hand,
right.
and then he'll work.
So
that
basically,
in.
all he's trying to say is get the overhead and then put that on top, like you did. Okay.
Okay.
Let me. I'll talk again, I guess.
Sure, that's
so
fine.
you can. So maybe I can keep myself straight.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, maybe I did turn it on and it just didn't want to go. Oh, I see, it's on. Okay, what is that? Where would you? Somehow it's on taking pictures instead of. Ah, there we go. Okay.
Taking the movies.
I don't use this camera very often.
I understand.
Okay. And then I'm going to zoom down here a little closer. Ah, yes, good. That'll do it. Okay. Okay, we're set now. We don't have to worry about the noise because we're just getting the picture.
But you can talk it like you wanted to.
Okay. So you're getting the picture now.
Yeah.
Okay. The stove itself consists of just a reservoir of alcohol and a little burner unit up front or up top. No moving parts. Has a lid with a gasket, so that the unit can be sealed and you don't waste the alcohol when you're done, and this is also used to smother the flame. Other than that, you just take the lid off, set it to the side, and then light it. And it's usually harder to get the lighter to work than to light the stove. And you can see it lit up, a very tame looking flame, which is nice. That it tends to be pretty safe. The way the stove unit is designed to work is you just place that on the ground, then you place this over it. It has the support bars for the pan. You can use the pan itself, and then you can also use a lid for the pan, or you can actually use this as a frying pan all by itself if you have something to fry there. So that is the way this is designed to be used, and it actually works very well. It is a very convenient and
Okay, go ahead and put it out, and then let's show them how it fits all together as a unit for portability.
okay. All right, and when we're done cooking, we just smother the flame. We can immediately seal it up.
And do you have to let that cool down generally before you...
Actually, you know, it's warm, but it's not...
Yeah,
it's
well, it's
not
not going to melt anything.
Yeah, it's not going to melt anything. So so actually we can just drop that in the... drop that in the pan. You can put this cover over the top, and then close that, and it locks the top on top. We fold. I have to fold the right one first. We fold this unit down to where it collapses. The pot slips down into there. You just have to make sure the lid goes around there, and
so they can see in the front too.
And it fits all into one piece. And oops, we just have to get it to go all the way down. And oops. And then it can be, well, it's basically one little unit with a carrying handle or something that you can hang in a tree or something of that nature.
Okay.
There is also a flask that comes with this, so that you can put this in the inside pocket in order to keep the fuel warm and make sure that it will be warm enough to light conveniently.
Great.
That was good. And we got a nice flame up here.
Okay.
Looking down.
So we don't really need to
So I think
turn
we'll
up the
be
lights.
fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's take this off now.
Okay.
Well, you want to use the alcohol though, right?
Yeah, I'll use the bigger container for that. But we can just take this off.
Now, Richard, if you hand me another bowl over there. Oops.
I also didn't realize the microphone's on that side, so I was going to have you stand on this side so
Okay, I'll do
it's
that on
hidden
the next
behind
one.
your head. Technical things.
Shall I move this over here?
Yeah.
And it could be on this side.
Give me another hat there, Richard, too.
That worked out great. Okay, this is a little bit bigger items.
Sound good?
Nope. Although it's under one collar, but nothing.
I have a consistent
I
ability
should
to do
carry
that.
it narrow.
Okay, so this time you be over this way.
Sorry about that.
It's okay, it's no problem.
And,
Check everything here.
testing, check, testing, 1, 2, 3.
And testing 1, 2, 3.
Have we been doing this for an hour?
Testing, 1, 2, 3. I don't think
Well,
so.
you may have had it on since 11, for all I know.
Oh, okay. Because it's showing that I'm out of tape. Let me change tapes here. Oops.
Oh, it's just my lump. But
Okay.
Well, what would be the rough cost on putting together a public service announcement, that, you know, a 30-second or 1 minute, maybe a 15-second version.
Most of the expense comes from setting up and everything, because
Right.
30 seconds, it still takes like 2 hours.
I understand.
So it runs a couple $100.
Okay.
It's nothing too much.
Mm-hmm.
Also depends on where. If it's
Mm-hmm.
if
We
you
just do
want
it right here in your
do it right
studio.
here. Oh,
That'd be
okay.
great.
Well, we can probably do it for $100 then.
Okay.
If I don't have to go pack everything up and take it somewhere.
Okay.
I didn't know if you were going to do something out in the mountains or
Mm-hmm.
out in the desert or something. Okay.
And that's a good price because I'm paying $3,000 per episode.
Wow. Okay. So, but you're getting an hour.
Give me an example.
Yeah.
I don't pay by the hour, by the episode, and there's 28 of them.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So that's all.
Well, we're doing a lot of other things too.
Yeah,
like
we are.
getting it on TV.
Let's see.
Okay, see yourself there. And
Hi, I'm Reg McDaniel. Welcome back to the Emergency Preparation and Cooking Show. We've talked in the past about acetyl alcohol as a great fuel source in a 55-gallon drum because it lasts indefinitely. And once again, I have with me
sorry,
on the
Reg,
show.
I have to cut you again.
What?
We're gonna do this, aren't we?
We are.
And it's isopropyl alcohol as well.
Oh, okay.
You know whether
Well,
to
that's a
jump in
good thing you
correctly
said
or
that.
not.
I want you to come in and say, you're right, Reg, and it's also isopropyl alcohol. I mean, I could say it, but I don't mind being. I don't want to come across as knowing everything. You know what I mean? I really don't. I love to have
Well, you need to
guests.
say it's, it's isopropyl alcohol, the same stuff you buy in the drugstore as a rubbing alcohol at a lower concentration than this.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Reg McDaniel. Welcome back to the Emergency Preparation and Cooking Show. We've talked in the past about acetyl alcohol or isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, as a great fuel source, especially in a 55-gallon drum, that it can last indefinitely. And so we have on my show again today my guest Jay Wimpy. Come on out, Jay.
Thanks.
Good to have you on the show
It's
again.
nice to be here, thanks.
And Jay's going to show us a device that he has that I hope to get someday. I don't own everything I show everybody. I try to own a lot of it, but I don't own one of these. They're a little pricey. What are they, about $150 or so?
Right close to $100.
$100, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, go ahead and tell us about this great source for heat and whatnot.
This is actually a heater and a cooker. It's rated at 5,100 BTUs per hour, and so it's would provide a heat for a room fairly handily. The unit is very simple. The burner unit and also the fuel storage unit is just a stainless steel canister, and it has this wick material actually throughout the canister. It holds roughly a quart of fuel.
A quart, okay.
And in order to fill it up, it doesn't have a real good reservoir up there. But if you just put if you just want to hold that funnel, and as you can see, you can handle alcohol in most any common plastic container. It's not all that chemically reactive. Oops, we might actually they recommend getting just right over there on the side.
Okay.
And this is how you charge the unit. You have to be just a little bit patient. Filling the unit with fuel. We'll just go with that since it already had some fuel in it. Yeah.
Okay.
The good thing is also with alcohol that it tends not to be very messy. If you happen to spill a drop or two, it completely evaporates and doesn't cause you any.
Now this actually
long-lasting
has
stain
a
problems.
name. What's it called as far as the stove itself?